All right, Cowboy Nation. The 5,000-pound gorilla that's in the room about this team. Will we bounce back? I come here to tell you guys, we gonna bounce back, baby. Got our reinforcements coming. No need to panic. Everything is gonna be all right. Let me repeat, everything is gonna be all right. Now, granted, the coaching staff still believes in the kicker. They said that they are not going to move off from the kicker. That's just how that goes. They're going to still roll out Anthony Brown as the defensive back on the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs. No need to panic about that, right? That's just how this team grows. That's how this team operates. That's just how that goes. There's nothing we can do about that. The aficionados, they're going to do their thing. My only thought would be this right here, Cowboy Nation. When you plan this game, do not focus too much on what the officials do. Focus on what you do, what's best for your organization. The consistency, establish that. The fighting through the echoes, establish that. But you got to maintain a level of consistency. Now, Dak Prescott, I get it. A lot of people want to say, okay, he's not elite. He's not an Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Drew Brees. He's not this, he's not that. He's Dak Prescott. Let's stop trying to put things on a player that have nothing to do with the game. As much as praises that you guys give Aaron Rodgers, he only got one Super Bowl. Drew Brees, he only got one Super Bowl. And just because you quote unquote supposed to be elite does not guarantee that you'll win. Let me know if I'm lying. Now, this team, I'm trying to be as even as possible when we talk about the wide receivers, when we talk about the philosophy of the offensive line, when we talk about the defensive situation. Shout out to Micah Parsons for pretty much tiptoeing around the officials with the roughing of the passer with, hey, should we take less as it relates to, dare I say, physicality, aggressive mindset. Shout out to Parsons for that. For tiptoeing around it, but he was speaking the truth. But we're gonna go down this thing again. Let's talk about the offensive line. We got 6 games left. It's too late in the season to figure out who's your offensive line. You should know by now. There's a song that says, if you don't know me by now, then you will never. Look, you should know your offensive line by now. So we have 6 games left. They should declare and decree that this guy right here, Terrence Steele, is your right tackle. Let's stop playing around with our food, Cowboy Nation. Let's stop playing around with it. Terrence Steele, your right tackle. Zach Martin is your right guard. Your center is Tyler Biadasz. At this point, your left guard is Connor McGovern. And then your left tackle is Tyron Smith. Now, when we go and look at everything, we can see with our eyes that Tyron Smith, he have to play himself into game day shape, and that's a difficult situation. He got to play himself in game day shape, and then on top of that, we saw some hiccups there. But I'm quite sure that this was his only bad moment. He will be ready against the New Orleans Saints. But I believe that this particular team, the Dallas Cowboys, are playing so much political football that they really, and they don't have the cojones to do it, but they really want to move La'el Collins at left guard and use Connor McGovern as that versatile split guy they could be your fullback. Case in point, when you get too cute with it, and you get into the red zone, money zone, green zone, you spread that thing out into a shotgun situation. But if you really about that grind action, you would say to yourself, let me bring in those big boys. And that's what they should have done, but they try to get too cute. But let's talk about the wide receivers. Separation. When you look back at this tape, you would see that it was avoidance of separation. Avoidance of getting the separation. Avoidance of getting the separation. This goes to show you that those who cast aspersions and sullied and denigrated Amari Cooper, I can see people now say, oh, I apologize now, because you can see the impact that that brother got on his team. The one-on-one coverages. And shout out to Michael Gallup. Toward the latter part of the game, Cowboys start targeting that. And I'm quite sure that they kind of studied too much into what the officials trying to do instead of doing what they should do. And they need to start attacking aggressively down the field when it's one-on-one. But that's a story of a different day. Some of those routes, concepts, Kellen Moore, you're going to have to fix that up. You do. On the defensive side, let's flip back over to the defensive side. We got to give praises to Micah Parsons once again. Kid is an animal. He's a beast. But the Cowboys, please don't miss this opportunity next season. Make sure that you get some player that could complement his skill set. Make sure you do that. All right? Make sure you do that. Don't play around with that and leave all of that stuff out there. And on top of that, hear me out. DeMonte KZ, Malik Hooker, those boys are cool and all, but you got to have your understudy. Go ahead and make sure you get a quality safety in this draft so that that person can complement what Trayvon Diggs do, as well as whenever we get a chance to see what the opposite side of Trayvon Diggs as relates to that DB do, right? We really need to figure out a way to make sure we get some reinforcements to help out Parsons. Remember, he can go one or two ways. Either you can build him to be the next Von Miller-esque type of defensive player, or DeMarcus Ware, or he can be your next Ray Lewis. He's just that special. Don't play around with it. Think about it. Ray Lewis had some big boys up front. Sarah Goose, Sam Madison, all of those big boys that was up in front, Cowboys. And Haloti Nada. Y'all remember that. Cowboys don't play around with that. The boy's too special. And he's already a leader. The way he handled that press conference, the way he talked, and just go listen to that press conference. I ain't gonna mention it again. The guy is a leader. And shout out to J. Ron Kurtz as well. This team, let's get locked in. Let's refocus. Let's realign ourselves in the right caliber of decisions. But it can flat out happen. They just got to refocus. We play against the Saints. In this upcoming game. And we got 6 games left. 6 games. And most of those games are divisional games, common opponents. So if it's time to get hot, it will be now. We got some reassurance coming, or reinforcements coming, basically. And there's no more excuses. Get out there and make it happen. Dak Prescott, make it happen. Kellen Moore, make it happen. Mike McCarthy, make it happen toward the final stretch of this NFL season. Post me your thoughts, post me your concerns down below. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Be sure to hit that like, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune into Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Go Cowboys.